And good evening, India. The report states that India and the US are the world's two biggest democracies, sharing common interests in free trade, defending the strategic sea lanes of the Indian Ocean, and preventing China's growing negative influence in the Indo Pacific region. Ties between India and the US had been marred by distrust for decades, with New Delhi extensively opposing extensive engagement with the US. However, Indian PM Narendra Modi looks determined to change that, making moves that once would have been seen as unimaginable. In January 2015, Modi invited then President Barack Obama as the guest of honor at India's annual Republic Day celebration, the first time a US president had accepted to be the chief guest at the event. Next year, Obama formally confirmed India as a major defense partner, and the two nations went on to sign a pact for deeper defense ties. Under Donald Trump, ties continued to get strengthened. Last year, Indian PM publicly admired India's ties with Washington, claiming the US as India's most significant partner. Trump has earlier referred to Modi as his dear friend. India has opened itself up to increasing volumes of bilateral trade with the US, and earlier this year accepted to acquire some of US 3 billion in US military equipment in a sign of increasing political cooperation. The two nations are now seen as engaged democracies rather than estranged democracies, as they were known during the Cold War days. Analysts believe that growing India-US ties were somewhat driven by a fear of Chinese growing economic and political clout in the region. In the recent time, India has sought to strengthen ties with Washington, partially powered by a fear of Chinese economic and political influences in the region, especially in ports in nearby oceans. Anik Joshi, a public policy professional based in Washington, D.C., writes in Foreign Policy, as the Chinese get more aggressive in the Indian Ocean, India has been seeking an ally to bolster deterrence. C. Raja Mohan, director of the Institute of South Asian Studies at NUS, said that India has now come to understand that China is bound to expand its influence at Delhi's expense. Mohan also noted that India was moving into an ever closer partnership with the US in an attempt to rebalance the Indo-Pacific region. A maneuver that's quickened under PM Modi. But he also notes that the India is wary to unpredictability in the US under Donald Trump, and is just keen to retain the traditional security pact with Russia. Beyond this report, Fosak TV USA.